Hey guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. How are you all doing today, tonight? Okay, welcome to episode 16 of the Weekend Dump. Okay, where we are here with our co-host Yusuf, Bree, Naughty Love. Voodoo Doll is busy getting that hair done, so she won't be here today. But hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hey,
How you
hey.
doing?
Y'all want to introduce yourselves, y'all channel before we get started?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, she said, let's go.
Ladies first.
Listen, since I started off, hey y'all, I'm Katurbe, your favorite blogger's favorite blogger, pop culture phenom, back in the kitchen again. Did you miss me? I hope y'all are ready for this amazing show. Turning it over to you, Sam.
Okay, well, yeah, just see me right here. All my names at the bottom of the channel. That's hard. ITTK, that's in the Teal Kitchen. See y'all. Shout out to the drop-ins.
Hey y'all. It's Naughty from Naughty Love Movement. I bring you the latest and trending topics. I vlog my life, and don't forget to get your Naughty Love head wraps. Hit me up in my DMs, honey. We are on. We're popping. Let's get it. Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's go. Okay, guys. So what we starting with?
What do you want to start with, Joe? Because there's so much going on.
It's so ghetto
So
out
much.
here. It is so ghetto out here. I don't know. What do y'all want to start with? It is really ghetto out here. I go away for a day and
It's crusty drawers floating around on the internet
Woo!
and everything.
I heard Steve, what's his name? Uncle
Harvey.
Steve Harvey threatened to smack the shit out of our good cousin and Cat Williams, and I don't know what's going on. Listen, they missed a
Hulk
lot.
Hogan threatening to slap Kamala, to body slam Kamala. What is this male energy coming for women these days? Like,
Wow.
Sounds to me like an old coon trying to get that young whippersnapper into shape. That's a little awkward.
Plies versus Charlemagne the God. Who would have thought the ratchetest, hoodest nigga being the voice of reason?
Bussin' baby, making sense. Who would have thunk it?
Well, the broke clock is right twice a day, and that's how they do. If they sit around and spew enough dumb stuff for long enough, they eventually start to make sense once by the time we go crazy listening to them.
Well, if we're gonna start with Plies, let's do that because I fucks with it. I think he is very intelligent.
Yes.
And he got common sense. And a lot of people out here ain't got the common sense God gave them. And it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult, to come to these conclusions. And I find that Charlemagne just feels away because one thing I do every morning when I open up my Twitter is look to see what Plies say. That's the first thing.
He makes sense though. He makes common sense. I feel like Charlemagne is getting puffed up with pride because that case got dismissed. Charlemagne, go sit down.
Go sit down.
Wait, the case got dismissed?
Yeah,
What
you
case?
ain't they dismissed it.
The
I'll send you the story.
Please do, because
they dismissed it. So he puffed up with pride and feel like he got a voice again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this. Charlemagne hasn't been the voice since he did what he did to Little Mama. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been the voice since Monique said Leonard, and said he was the Negro who walked his wife to Master's house and told her to go inside. That's when I knew he ain't had the good sense, because I feel like I know when it comes to politics, you can feel however you want to feel, vote for who you want to vote for. Just make sure you go vote.
Mm-hmm.
But Plies was spitting. He said when it comes to Black men having to follow the lead of a woman, there's a lot of secret animosity that's spewing out. And some of you women feel the same, because I believe him when he said y'all rather follow a white man. Where was the lie? Prove us
Where
wrong.
was the lie?
Well, if that's what he said, then I agree too. Because that's a part of the problem. And of course we don't mean all, but way too many to have progress and to be leaders. So I mean, hey, it needed to be called out. So who better than from Plies, I guess.
I
Yeah.
appreciate Plies calling it out
Right,
and holding these men accountable. Because the messed up part is a lot of these black men won't vote for Kamala just simply because she a woman.
Yeah.
right,
Out of chauvinism, out of
right.
trying to protect a patriarchy, and it's just like gross something.
Mhm.
Because if y'all was able to do it by now, y'all would have done it. You just mad. You and your feelings. It's a bruise to your ego because a woman
Right,
is doing it
right.
and doing it better and accomplishing more. And in the meantime,
Yeah.
she trying to uplift the people. So like I'm always here for Plies, Jovi. Like when all the mess is messing, Plies always makes sense. And he's the one person that has the courage enough to hold men accountable. And I'm
Mhm.
here for it.
I
I'm
agree.
here for
Yeah.
it.
And whoever does it, the better, because that's the thing. We need to get into a culture of where men are checking men. The good ones is checking the bad ones. We don't have time to keep on just hearing all this dust all the time and then trying to gaslight women. And a lot of men, period, but definitely black men too, using Trump like it's a Trump card just to gaslight women and to instill fear in them. So that's literally what it is. And, I tell them all the time that they rather eat Master's biscuits but not cornbread.
I do want to speak on that because as someone who went and voluntarily tried to see what kind of options were in place for me if I was with Seed. That's why HIPAA violation at my job, because they were spreading around my memo.
Oh no.
Oh, personal trauma. Shout out to Naughty for that. Personal trauma.
Girl, I'm here for
When
you.
I went to the women's clinic, and you know what, I'm going to, no matter how much money I have, I will always support. They gave me a free test. They gave me options to speak with a counselor. They gave me the resources if I wanted to go to the chop shop or not. And these women surrounded me with love. And you know what? I need more women to go check out a women's clinic in their city or their state just to see what the process is like, because the way
Support.
those women surrounded me and talked about confidentiality, how my rights were protected as a woman and a human, and how transparent they were, and how they provide you with all the options. They're not just going in there, deleted the fetus. They're not in there doing none of that. They're up there like, listen, whatever you choose, it's your choice. We're here for you. We will provide you X, Y, and Z. Baby, y'all need to start going. Women
Yeah.
And
need
this
to
is what
start
we're
going.
trying to preserve, Bree. This is what we're trying to preserve. That's why this election year is so important.
So important.
If you're a woman, pay attention. They are trying to get us back barefoot and pregnant, okay, to the times where it's legal for them to knock us between the washer and dryer. And we need to stand up for our rights. That's why all these fools, the Hulk Hogans, are coming out here voicing it, because they see the patriarchy is in danger, honey.
Yeah. All over
Okay,
the world.
women are. This is the year of the woman. Just look at the state of the music industry. Who is winning? Okay, the girls. All
Yeah.
right, they don't like it. They don't like it. But I love that for you, Bree. That you were surrounded by all your options without judgment. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like this is how we need to support one another. And this is what Kamala is trying to preserve for us. Black, white, indifferent, Indian. I don't care. I don't care what race she claims. I don't care. What I care about is the policy she stands for, what's going to
Mm.
benefit me and my daughters and their future and my family as a whole.
I agree. I do want to piggyback on something a few of y'all, all three of y'all actually just mentioned, especially when we speak about black men. When they see Kamala, they see their baby mama who left them and did better. They see their sisters who grew up in the same house with them, dealt with the same struggles as them, and still were able to get up, achieve, and achieve things in their life. They're resentful, and that resent is not my fault. They sister fault. They mama fault. They baby mama fault. The
Oh,
fact is, like, we don't get to sit down.
Mm-mm.
We don't get to sit down. And just like you said, right now, we really don't get to sit down. That's why, things are hitting so hard. And Plies said it earlier today. It was freaking trended, AKA or KKK. Pick a struggle.
Rep the set.
Maybe he took enough of that stuff he be tripping off of. Now he making sense.
Yusuf, you need to pay attention. He's been making sense for a little while. He been going.
I'm so used to getting gaslit. I welcome it, and I love it. Because I get tired of feeling like sometimes, like you're out here by yourself. Rather it's like and that's all of us. From Black women, always by themselves, Black men up speaking by themselves. It's always a divided community. So when I see other Black men doing what they need to be doing, talking about the things they need to talk about in Black media, I truly appreciate it. I just barely ever see it. And sadly, it's a bad repetation and I don't expect much from them.
Yeah, that sucks. You're right.
You see Dusty's with mics and you get nervous. And it's just sickening. But I do want to say something else too. A lot of men, we need to mind our business when it comes down to women and their womb stuff. Like when y'all was just talking about that, it was a little uncomfortable for me because I don't have a puss, but I get it, And it's like the puss pain is so real. Leave that to women. You don't know nothing about that. So what are you talking about a woman's womb and what a woman's rights and all that? And you don't know nothing about that. No. And so, and like even just when you were saying, Brie, I'm glad that they was there for you, but it's like, I was wondering how y'all feel about men being OBGYNs. I feel like no men should be allowed to be out there and being no coochie doctors and none of that. And some of them be dyking too when they be all obsessed with the vagina, And so what do y'all think about that, men OBGYNs?
I mean, I have a Black woman OB. So, but Yusuf, I like that you said that because like, just bearing children alone is one of the most dangerous things, not even just as a woman, but as a Black woman. That's one of the most dangerous things that we can do. And people don't know what we go through to maintain our uterus, to make sure it's healthy and things like that. So that when it does come time for us to bear children, it's the healthy experience possible. But there's so many risks. We risk our lives bringing life in the world, and we're the most devalued, right? On a regular basis. It's just like a double standard. But it's all good when you want us to lend our wounds, in the words of Jovi. You know what I mean? When you want to lay down and have something to skeet up in or whatever, but you have no value for us other than that. And I think this is the year where we bring value back to the woman. We get that voice back. Oh, Bree.
Who you clicked out,
Bree? She's about to get in something good.
Y'all, men who want to be all worried about with women's wombs and all that's going on, we need to be opening up African-American birthing facilities where Black women can give birth to Black children without fear of all these types of things and being switched at birth and hormones at birth and evil racist eugenicists and stuff like that. And so if you're so worried about what women got going on, make sure it's a place where they can bring you into this world, Dusty.
They don't care, but you know what? I've had a male OB/GYN, never.
Was he African?
And then I had a no, he wasn't. and I've always had women who were just invested in my female reproductive health. And I've been grateful because I've heard the horror stories. I've had women who told me about, and I shared it with.
Oh, she's freezing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I hope she's not getting a storm.
It's crazy out here. But like while she's coming back, I will tell you, I've had women. Even my daughter, she knows when she goes and finally sees, when she's, it's going to be a woman. I had an experience with a man once, and it was so ridiculous. And I wanted to cuss his ass out. It was a Black man. He was Caribbean, not African. He was Caribbean. And he was just, and it was so, and it was just not even like, he didn't even examine me. The doctor who actually examined me wasn't there that day. So I guess he was, had a supervisor or whatever to, speak to you. And we were talking about, like fertility issues or whatever. And the way he just like, I acting like I didn't know what the frick I'm talking about, even though it's my coochie, and like just acting like I just I ain't got the common sense God gave me to understand the words that are coming out of his mouth. Like just solidify. I already knew, I'm not into, men because I've had horror stories, but that
Mhm.
experience alone solidified like, oh no. Whenever I do go to the back to my GYN, I tell them, no, him no, no,
Hmm.
because it's
And I've
crazy when
I had a male OB at one point in time, and his bedside manner was just horrible. Like I just didn't feel
yeah,
comfortable
Wow,
opening up to him. And part of going to the doctors, you have to be able to open, honest
that's
about
horrible.
things that are going on with you.
you
And if I
gotta be
don't feel,
relaxed. Just
yeah,
that
I
you gotta be
couldn't be
relaxed. I
right.
can't be relaxed
I
if
will
you're
be
jerk ass
violated.
shit.
I will feel violated as a woman having a man checking me down there. I'm sorry.
It's crazy.
It,
So
it's hard to get comfortable with a man. Like I'm more comfortable with my African American OBG female, and she's well renowned. She's got an awesome history. Delivered both my children. She was my mom's OB. She's my best friend's OB. Like we got history. Okay, our roots did go deep.
Is it Dr. Jackie?
Huh?
huh?
Is it Dr. Jackie?
Oh no.
I
Mm-mm.
wish
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Dr. Jackie costs too much.
She
I
costs too
wish
much. Dr. Jackie about that bread now.
she is. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh my gosh. All
I
right,
feel like
y'all.
I accept her apology. I'm sorry. I accept her apology, even though I'm not a woman. I feel like I accept her apology.
But let
She
me
was just
tell
talking
you,
out the side of her neck.
her bona fide revere works. So if you're perimenopausal or menopausal and going through some stuff, that stuff, now that I support her on, it works.
Okay, okay.
The coochie queen.
So I have up here again. We can add more, but I want to talk a little bit about the Afghan women. I do want to talk about what the frick is going on. Y'all know me already, and y'all know how I am about women and women's rights, and these motherfuckers trying to like what the hell. And I got Wendy Williams up here as well. So what y'all want to hit up next?
The African women, are you
The
talking in
Af
regards to
the
how
Afghan.
in the Middle East they trying to make the women cover up again, or
Oh,
I
they
mean,
did that already. They
okay,
are the Afghanistan women. It's they got them back in the burqas, gloves. All you can see is this. Now they said last week was today Wednesday. It was like this weekend. They're not allowed to speak in public. They're not allowed to speak in public. Afghan women all over the world that's not there are protesting, singing, on camera. Like it's crazy everywhere. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
we know the Taliban crazy, but like it's getting insane everywhere for us. No
It's a
matter
form of
what we look like,
enslavement. Still, it's still a form of enslavement,
it's crazy.
and it's just. And I know women have been over there trying to fight for rights, but the patriarchy rules those countries, the men. You're talking about countries where, like, if you have sex outside of wedlock, you go to jail for years. Okay? And look, the woman is crucified, the man is glorified. It's the double standard. So, like, how do they fight for their rights? And that's why you see a lot of these princesses and stuff escaping for asylum to get away from the regime, the strict regime. Women are not valued at all overseas.
But that's my thing. It's like they trying to do that shit here.
Exactly.
Right.
That's my thing. It's like,
Project
oh my God, we're
2025.
looking at
Mhm.
the Middle East, but like, let's not try to pretend like the Republicans aren't trying to turn this bitch into Gilead.
You
Right.
know what? It's like Dixogyny transcends race and gender. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. It don't matter what your race is. All the men are trying to dominate and overpower and control and are being very rough with women. Yes, and it's sick. And a lot of them need their dicks chopped off and don't deserve no cat anyway.
But it also shows how weak they are. So now they can't prey on racism, right? So now they moving over to genderism and sexism. That's what it looks like to me. But that's why we need to make sure we always band together and fight
Mhm.
women. and make them understand what our worth is and what our value is and what we bring to the table. Because they wouldn't have been able to do half this stuff over here in this country without us. Even down to the civil rights movement. That was the women. That wasn't the men.
You know
So
who's next too? The kids are always next. Where the women lead, the predatory actions on the kids is next too. And
Mhm.
so, that's what it's about. And that's why you can see even in our race, a lot of black men, when they do get some power, they use it corruptly, just like that against women.
the first thing they do is exploit
That's the
women
first thing they do: exploit women or children.
or the
Hmm.
poor. Or the poor.
Hmm. Well,
They
that's a
love
different.
to they love to benefit off of people's ignorance and the lack thereof. Hashtag no diddy. I'm just saying.
Child.
Hey, Bree, you back?
Oh
Welcome
my
back.
God. Yes. Y'all, the power just went out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on.
That's
This,
what Dottie said. Dottie said, "Oh my God, let me find out." Though it started pouring.
I said, what is this? Baby, the
Exactly.
generator was out.
Okay.
They trying to send us backwards, Jovi, with all of this.
It's
Um,
we would talk, Bree, since you weren't here. I wanted to bring up a little bit just the Afghanistan women and the fact that they girls are not allowed to go to school anymore. They can't work. They
Yeah.
can't go see a doctor because you can't be a doctor and a man can't see you. So and now they can't even speak in public.
As someone who's been to Asia, and we're talking about the Middle East, which is Southeast Asia, the Iraqs, the Afghanistans, the Kuwaits, the Syria. Well, Syria's not Asia, but still, in those Muslim dominant countries, baby, it is real. Um, I'm not going to tell somebody how to feel in their culture. I believe in a lot of cultural beliefs, but the fact that they can't go to school to get an education, they have to be fully covered from head to toe, and now they
Gloves,
can't
everything.
speak.
All this is it. And
I
now they got to wear a visor. So you can't even really see the eyes, just so they can see, but they can't
can't see
speak.
their eyes. Like, to me, it just goes to show how powerful we are and the fear that they have once we tap into that power. And it's coming because nobody is letting us go to the handmaid's tales. Some of the women are going to wrap us up in a bow and try to ship us out, but we got to take them out. So if y'all are in the chat, go see Blink twice. Okay, go see Blink twice. If you saw Promising Young Woman, then do you know what I'm talking about? Blink twice was amazing. It magnifies
Girl,
what they're doing, what the powers that be
girl.
do, no matter what type of woman you are. So just hearing that, seeing that, I've experienced that. Um, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because I can't imagine where I would be without my education. I can't imagine being fully covered. I can't imagine not being able to speak. I mean, I don't want to talk to some of these people anyways, but can you imagine you wanting to scream for help and you can't because it's against the law?
right.
That's crazy.
I don't think I would be able to survive that. I would be in jail or dead. Because my mouth is crazy. But it just goes to show like we need to appreciate our freedoms here and protect them at all costs. Um, because they're trying to send us backwards. But I couldn't imagine living. To me, it's another form of Holocaust. If you ask me, it's another form of enslavement. And I don't see. Look, the United States be going to the aid of all these other countries. Why don't they help these countries? Why? Because they got vested interest in oil and things like that. So they don't care because it's just women. But they'll go bomb them for for some oil. But these people, these women are enslaved with no rights. Like I couldn't imagine living like that. And that's why you gotta be careful the countries that you travel to. Seriously, you better watch their laws and things like that. They're locking Americans up for not knowing the basic like rights around the country, not dressing properly, talking back is against the law to a man. Watch these countries you travel to, like the Dubai's. Everybody think it's all glitter and sweet. Hmm.
Mhm. And
Until
Girl,
they have you hemmed up and
Proverbs
locked
said,
up.
if those women revolt, they have mercy on those men. A score woman is real. You know what? I think that's gonna happen.
I can't
I hope
wait.
so.
I
The
think that's
revolution
gonna
is to
happen.
be televised.
I think that's gonna happen there. A lot of places. I think they're gonna fuck around and
Mhm.
find out because, like Nadi said, I ain't doing it,
I ain't
and
doing
Mhm.
that.
I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna
Mm-mm.
put you down. Okay, I ain't doing it. I'm gonna put you down, and then my neighbor gonna put hers down, and then all y'all gonna be down.
Yeah, we gonna be
Right.
down.
It
Mm-mm.
is
You
what
know
it
what? It
is.
reminds me
It's
of
these
when my
school of idiots that do all of this and then make us make them food. No,
you
sir.
know what? It reminds me of when my Uber driver, she's a matronly woman, and she said she remembers burning her bra for women's rights. And she said, "Baby, I'm tired of burning a bra. We storming the streets, okay?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." Like, women are powerful. So the moment those women wake up, I will stand with my sisters from another mister out in that desert. Because baby, it could
Mm.
not be me. The Lord knew to birth me at this time in this place because He knew I would be like, oh girl from the Django, stuck in the box.
God, they would have stoned me,
Not
God.
the Django.
Well, y'all know I'm a proponent of the female revolutionary war against all men. Hell, kill me too. You know, because they deserve it. They're trash, and I don't want
Okay,
to argue about it.
let's
Mm-mm.
quickly blink twice. Oh crap! Somebody want to know where it is. It's in movie theaters, right? I saw it on this B thing. You know the app.
Blink twice. I gotta check it out.
I
Shout
was
out
not
to Zoe.
expecting
Shout
that.
out to the Nepo baby.
I was not expecting that. I was like, they gonna find out they got a like a experiment in the basement or
It was
something.
the experiment. It was
No,
the
we
experiment.
know it was not the experiment I thought it was. It was not the experiment I thought it was. I thought they were like messing with their brain. Not that. I didn't think it was that.
I I I definitely believe that. I said, look at that. Here we go. They took their phones so they couldn't keep up with time. They doped them up by making sure they gave them nice things to keep them pretty. And look at all those women from a different background. All of them were different and they still felt entitled, except for the one man. Because remember, he had the black eye. The one man
Yes.
who actually liked women cried for the women. That's why he got the black eye. Crazy. Crazy, because I was like, wait, is he gay? And then when I realized at the end, I said, oh, he likes women. He actually likes women.
Wow, I
That's
Y'all
didn't hear
gotta
about
pay
You
it.
got to
attention
go
to these
see it.
movies. They be having messages in these movies. I'm,
all
I'm,
that's all we gonna say. But like I said, it blew my mind. I was like, wait, what? What?
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna check it out.
Check
I'm
it
gonna
out.
check it
That's
out.
all I'm gonna say. All
Right.
right.
Hey, can I say something real quick before we move on?
Sorry, go
Um,
ahead. Keisha.
I had somebody in my comments named Jamal said Pocahontas always selling us out. Now listen, that was earlier when we was talking about Kamala. So I wonder that was funny if he was calling her Pocahontas. That's a hell of a comparison. Her and John Smith
Not
over there
Pocahontas.
changing the nation. Honey, I'm to the done.
Down.
I just want to know how people have all these disparaging things to say about Kamala. Like, how she sell us out? Like, really, for real? Like, that woman lived her life how she was supposed to live it. Um, she worked through the ranks. I don't care who she slept with. You know, y'all mad about when she was a prosecutor enforcing the law. Don't break the law, and you don't have to worry about her handling you. You know, like
Right.
at the end of the day, like people have so many excuses not to like her, and I really don't feel like they're valid excuses at all. You know, just like they tried to say, like, oh, she don't like black people. And I listened to the commentary. She never said that. She said that she wants to not only help the Black community, but all. And that to me is a presidential candidate because we are the United States of America. It's not just Black people living here. There's all different races. We are a melting pot of races, face it, people.
Yeah.
Okay? And we have come a long way from slavery. Like, people have fought through the years for us to make progress. I'm sorry, I'm not going to stay stuck in that. First of
Yeah.
all, I didn't grow up as a slave. So I
Ooh.
really don't know what it. Only thing I can hear is the stories that they tell me, and those are distorted and lies and things like that. I'm in the here and the now, okay? And we do have rights now. We do have a voice, all right? And people have marched through the civil movement, everything through women's rights for us to have a voice. I'm using my voice. That's it. Like, I just think people get hung up on the wrong things. And they
And
don't,
Jovi,
and they
you said
really
it
don't know how
before.
politics
Kamala,
works.
Kamala go to the same type of hair salon the
Mhm.
three of us go to. That's so
And
I
Jovi, you said it before though. You know what's so funny though about these black men? They claim everybody else. They so quick to claim everybody else. They so quick to breed out their blackness. They're so quick to be racially
Woo!
selective and selective breeders. But when it come down to claim Kamala, it's crickets.
There
They
you
be
go.
the first ones to run up with Becky with the good hair. Like, stop
And
it.
say she black and all of that. And we, you know,
My
we can't
black.
even get a person of color in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they hate women.
Your mic is off, Bree.
They
I said
hate
I
their
do think that's
mama.
weird that they isolate Kamala. They normally like the biracials, the mixed race girls,
You know?
Right,
the preferences.
right. Hey, y'all.
Say it
All right,
loud.
y'all.
I'm
So
black and I'm proud. Okay.
Mhm.
what topic do y'all want to go to next?
I'll go up with Caresha, Please, and DJ Academics. Like, nah.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So y'all know, Carisha, she's trying to fight her way back. Okay, she is not in public favor right now. She just recently sat down and had an interview with Saucy Santana. In my opinion, it was very, very rehearsed. I thought Saucy did a good job of like delivering the questions, but I still felt like he was just being a friend. And I just really felt like she skated over the hashtag no Diddy issue, even though she was an active participant online. I would have felt like she would have had more to say, calling Gia Hong a eater and all that stuff or whatever. But no, she flubbed over it and said, "Oh, I met Diddy when the world was celebrating." Girl, nobody was really celebrating him. He was forced in our face, okay? At the end
Mhm.
of the day. But, and then I feel like she segued and made it about like the city girls and things like that. So I was really disappointed. I felt like she was playing in my face, like she'd been playing in our face or whatever, and it gave me vibes that she's still on the diddler. Okay, so now here recently, she
Mhm.
calls out DJ Academics and says,
Mm.
"Why don't you sit down for an episode of Caresha, please?" Okay, I'm here for the mess. The two of them. They both need each other help. Because he's not in public favor right now with that lawsuit that just dropped, and I'm interested to see why he has such a hard on for Caresha. And I want to know if she will ask the harder questions that Saucy Santana did not ask. I want to see them challenge each other. I really, really do. Because in the beginning, I'm like, oh my God, these two are teaming up, clout chasing off of each other. Am I really here for it? Because I don't like neither one of them right now. I really don't. I felt like she should have been more sympathetic towards, the victims in the situation when it comes to the Diddy situation.
Mhm.
And now I just feel like they using each other. And so then I'm like, well, maybe they deserve each other. It's gonna be good.
I'm here for it, and the reason I'm here for it is because he's been speaking ill of her since she was in the City Girls. I feel like he asked her out and she said no. I feel like he was like, "But you want to date Diddy? I have just as much money as Diddy," and she still said no. I think he went over to Whack 100 and Whack told him to go drag these women so that you can get some engagement because he don't
Mhm.
like women either, and she still said no. I think it's smart because she got him to come on her platform, which means he got to leave the house. So I don't know if it's a setup.
I'm
I
just
don't know
saying.
if it's a what, but I'm here for all of it. Do I think he's going to challenge her? No, I think she's going to ask him strictly questions about how come he's so nasty towards female rappers. And we know the female rappers she's talking about because he drags the same four in rotation. And I'm like, did they not answer the DM? I don't think he's going to ask her anything about Diddy because then that will open up for her to ask about his case. And I don't think he wants that.
He's not ready for that.
He not ready.
What you think,
He not
Naughty?
ready.
You mean Jovi?
Oh, Naughty went already. My bad. Yeah, Jovi.
Listen, I hope she brings him on the show so she can ask him the questions. Maybe that's why she did that little fake, conversation with Saucy Santana to get that out the way because she knew he was coming up there. And I think Caresha gonna ask him, and I think she should. I think that you can't be dragging that girl all this time and dragging all these women. And I do agree with Bree. It seems like it's the girls who don't want to be bothered with him. He's like a high school kid, a junior high school kid. Oh, you don't like me, so now I'm gonna try to pick and bully on you. Next, right. So I hope she drag his ass, respectfully, and I hope she tell us what her couch cushions smell like after he leaves.
Okay.
Cause he do be looking like 3-week-old shower, like he ain't washed in about. And all that alcohol start to sit in your pores and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Like
because I've been gone and I've been missing what been trending. So if I hear this right, Coochie Risha Plies is gonna sit down with DJ Pack a hot dog and Akademiks.
She saw him drag her and she said, you know what? Let's do an interview since you're so loud. Because he was loud. He was loud. He was calling her whores. I know his favorite thing.
Right.
He call them whores, sluts, all that.
That's what he wants her to be, And he's going to pay her dowry.
Then he called her a clout chaser. He said she never did anything. And that's a lie. Like, you don't have to like her as a person or an artist. But to say she's never contribute to society with products and goods is beyond insane. Like the girls was out here screaming 11-11. She had Rihanna talking about, "Ooh, I want to be flued out." Like I just don't. It's what I don't get that. I said I don't get when people the internet because the internet is fake. We saw that they'll get on a bandwagon just to bandwagon, baby.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Right. I think it's trash, y'all. I want to dump it. I wouldn't do it. If I was Coochie Risha, I would not sit down with him. Because why? Because it just shows that you're broken and that you like toxic and abusive men.
I said that to Bree earlier, Yusuf. It's funny. I was like, I just don't understand why she keep attaching herself to these predatory men.
She wants them to control her, and that's
especially with her trying to come back. I would try to be attaching myself to the most positive things possible to uplift my brand. Like, I don't know, but I'm here for the shit show, screaming. And I'm here for the crash and burn. Okay, like I'm interested to see how it's going to pan out. I'm interested. I'm definitely interested to see how the conversation is going to go, to see if he's going to be as demeaning and degrading to her in person as he is online, because we all know he a keyboard gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't come out the hole for nobody because he's scared. He's scared to get served with them papers, honey, okay? So, I'm interested to see how they going to crash and burn together.
Okay.
Ooh.
She needs an apology. She shouldn't have to sit down with him and put herself or her low self-esteem on the line in order to get a bit of respect from him. He owes her an apology, and he need to give it up to her like a man. Okay, and he's gonna find out if he can afford to pay for some or not. So just because you can pay don't mean she got to give it to you, and that's a hoe and all.
And that's probably why he in his feelings, because she's not willing to trick off with him. But DJ Akademiks, you like only fan models. Remember, you said it yourself.
I don't know if she actually expects an apology from him.
Yeah, I don't think she does either.
This is what she's doing this for.
No, I don't think so. I think she's doing it to him to tear that ass up.
I hope so.
I feel the same way, because if I had the opportunity to interview somebody he's been harassing her since she got powed out when she was pregnant. You know, I remember what he said about her. I remember what he said specifically, and it was very, you know, she's an Aquarius, so I have a strong feeling she is setting him up to ragtag and dog walk him, and that's only for her own selfish gain. Of course, she get the views regardless.
She's gonna get them clicks and the views.
She gonna get the views regardless. But
tag that ass.
This right here,
look at
the men in the podcasting space who've been coming at her disrespectfully. It has not been Carlos Miller in them. It's been the Joe Buttons. It's been the $1 million worth of games. It's been these black men who have an ego thing. And I'm like, if you're doing so well at your pod, how come you keep coming at her? And I was happy she was laughing at Joe Budden because he finally just hit gold status and they hit platinum. Baby, that's 6 times platinum. Bye-bye. Look at God, how God show out. I just feel like despite her indiscretions, you should be allowed to get you some get back. You should be allowed to get you some get back.
Right.
I told you Joe Budden was a one-hit wonder. It took his album 30 years to go gold, child.
Well, she got security. I know she got security. Because she don't need security.
You gotta show niggas. Sometimes you gotta show niggas.
But it makes me feel like she can't afford the goons no more. So she gonna have to have security, because like my thing is this, and I hate to say it like this, but this is the situation where you do bring your goons.
She do got goons. Hashtag no.
Saucy gonna ragtag that ass. Okay?
He said, come outside.
Saucy a big motherfucker. He gonna ragtag that ass. She got Southside to ragtag that. Listen, she gonna ragtag that ass. She from Florida.
I thought he running, Jovi. Remember he ran out on Zell? He running. Saucy big ass running and crying.
Yes.
Not
for Akademiks though. I think he'll give Akademiks a run for his money.
I think I think he will ragtag that ass.
He will beat him down, child.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, Saucy owe him one.
Holding Academic down and Caresha just wagging him.
Matter of fact, Saucy do owe him one, because I remember Academics was online crying so about, if I say something about the body man, they're gonna cancel me. And that's when they got that donut person up in there talking about, I got a bisexual man. Yo, a man is a man is a man. Saucy is a man, you a man. Square up.
Square up.
He wants to bang them both, because y'all know that Cheese Sauce Silverback is the third titty girl. He wanted them all.
Yeah, you right. No, Saucy not running for that one. He been waiting to get that ass. He been waiting to get DJ Academic ass.
Since we talking about the hip hop and the girls, what do y'all think about Kenneth Petty's interrogation video hitting Beyonce's internet?
Girl. So yesterday, you remember when I was streaming, somebody said something, and remember I was like, "What are you talking about, Nicki? What you know?" Because I missed it. I must have missed it on Twitter. I got back on Twitter, child. I don't know if it's like after 30 years, because it's about 30 years, right? That they release that, you know, after certain times they are able to release certain things. I don't know if that's it. I don't know, child. I'm sorry, Bree.
I'm not gonna say that's what I mean.
I know you used to be.
I like her as an artist, but ever since that Lying on Your Dead Mama, when she was going off in the studio for 72 days and 72 nights, that's when I was just like, somebody needs to take the phone, like for real, because this is getting weird. My issue is, I thought, and this is just me, I thought that when it came to minors, stuff like this was never supposed to hit the internet. That was my only concern, because I haven't even uploaded my video because I don't want to be hit with any legalities. But it is a different story from what Nicki said. But from my opinion, my interpretation, she went by what that man said, and she seen not only what she played, that ex-girlfriend was telling the truth. He's only over there to Wendy Williams you, and she's trying to come up with that plan real fast, real quick, because it's not looking good. And I said his daddy was there.
Parents was there both times.
He was still wearing the boxers.
He was still wearing the dirty drawers, Brie. And talking freely. Them memorandum rights were clear at the beginning of that video. He did not seem disheveled. They did not railroad him, and his parent was present. And shame on, and that just goes to show how his parents felt him, because ain't no way he should have been talking without a lawyer. His parents did not care about him that much. Because ain't no you busting up in my house arresting my son for graping. I'm getting a lawyer.
It's crazy for me. I didn't still get to watch it all, but like I did see, shout out to CTV for getting the exclusive footage and everybody reacting to it and everything. But, you know, I really ain't really, you know, I don't need a whole bunch of convincing that somebody need their dick chopped off for something they done did. And I ain't need too much convincing of the predatory nature of what someone is capable of. I don't need too much convincing. So I hate to say that I already wrote them off as whatever, but you know, it just already was like, oh, another woman won't get no justice, and oh dang, it was a black man. It was embarrassing.
But you know what I love about the video coming out? It shoots all her credibility. She could no longer drive this narrative that he was a minor railroaded by a white woman. That is over. That is dead. And she knows
my
it.
thing is, was the white woman the DA who was sitting there? Is that who she was referring to?
No, she was referring. She originally was referring to Jennifer.
We never got the. You know what?
Not Jennifer was a black woman.
Because one thing about it, I had a speech problem when I was younger. My mom did the work, baby. Shout out to Mama Bay. When she said railroaded by a white woman, I said, is she talking about this DA? Did she see this video? Because Jennifer ain't never been a white woman. She don't even look like a white woman. She went to John Adams. Isn't that predominantly black, Jovi?
Blackity black. Ain't no white people in there. Especially back then. Ain't no white people in there. Okay.
And
it's sad. It's sad.
But the other thing it revealed is the only reason why he pleaded down is because they had enough evidence, okay? And the other side of this, because she tries to drive this narrative that Jennifer changed her story. Jennifer's foster family failed her, okay? Kenneth was in the streets. He's attached to gangs, okay? They were terrorizing her through this whole process when they were trying to get him tried and convicted. And so because her foster family was tired of being harassed, they then turn around and try to pressure her to recant the story. But the judge knew better, because Jennifer got up in the court and she was like, it was a mistake. And the judge stopped her and said, you got to take that up with the DA. But they had all the evidence they needed to convict him.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, his reputation through Queens is that he's a rapist. He takes it. He did it to his own friend. He got paroled to his friend's house, and he did that to his sister. And let's not forget the attempted
little sister. Let's be clear. Got parole. Same time he was dating Nicki, who was 14. Get the fuck out of here. He R-worded her. She can't even, it ain't even clicking. Okay, but okay. Same time he was molesting his best friend's little sister.
Okay, he's a serial.
The parents didn't even let you move back into their house because they know. Who does that?
It's just, it's all around weird. And as a fan, I feel like this. As somebody who can see it for what it is, let him go. Pay him the little bit of money. You're going to have to pay him if you do need to pay him, because you black women show love to get all this money, get all this success, and have babies with men who ain't even worth a nut. So pay him what you got to pay him. Change up your trajectory. and move forward. I heard what the spiritual girlie said, who talked to the moon stars and everything, and they said, baby, your ancestors said let him go. You know to let him go, and you were looking for the signs. Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Let's
I
since
want to
we're
draw
speaking
three.
about hold on, sorry, sorry,
Do
sorry.
any of y'all find anything seriously wrong with the fact that that man has 5 other children that he does not acknowledge or take care of
Mm,
and has abandoned, and the fact that she is okay with that speaks to the character as to her as a woman,
mhm.
She
that she's okay with that.
that she's
I
okay
think
with
they
that.
two
That's
narcissists
crazy.
that they deserve each other.
She's getting sued for $5 million now, right now. Right now. And a part
Right,
of
by
that
a
suit
fan.
is because Kenneth put hands on the boy.
Go ahead, Yusuf. What was you gonna say?
Go ahead, Yusuf.
So,
Sorry.
so y'all know I'm still like catching up. So technically, this is y'all catching me up on what's going on because I still didn't see everything yet. So, but I did want to draw 3 parallels that my mind is automatically drawing before I get a chance to actually consume and analyze it all. Right. So, CTV dropped the footage. Right.
Correct.
He also does a panel just like this with our 5th member, Voodoo Doll, and Nosy Ho, that was sued from Nicki Minaj and recently settled the suit. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's interesting right there, a dynamic. And then also the fact that she took up for, I guess, quote unquote, took up for her brother before too, locked the streets, talk about that too. But then also, I didn't even know, see, before everything went on and while everything was going on and I didn't know what was actually happening, I saw Nicki Minaj share a post. Did anybody see that post? That Nicki Minaj shared all of the 10 pictures that you can do on the slide on Instagram, all with her and Kenneth Petty. At the same time, that was literally her saying, I'm riding for my man, I don't care. So I just saw that was all messy.
Well, she has now isolated herself. She don't
That's
barely have any friends. She has no social life. Nobody wants to collab with her brands and things like that because of who she's attached to. I mean, you have disclaimers on your concert flyers saying that there is a SO offender in the building. They have to warn people. Like, your husband could never take your child to school. Your son
never.
cannot have friends over to your home to have a normal play date. She is setting Papa Bear up for the same isolation that she is in, unfortunately, because
Unfortunately.
nobody, it's public knowledge. Nobody, they don't even want them in their neighborhood. Look how many times they swatting her out in LA. All
Yeah.
right,
So are
like, but
people
you
one
chose,
sorry.
Ain't
you
no
made a
play date.
conscious choice to attach yourself
Mhm, mhm.
to the scum of the earth. You made a conscious choice. Like, you would have been better off being with Cheek Mills, girl. You would have been better off
Honestly.
being with Safari.
Honestly.
Okay,
And
like,
I don't know
seriously.
which one of y'all said it was like, or maybe it was in the comments, like it's all over Queens. It's all over Brooklyn.
See,
All
it's known.
my brother a gangbanger. It's all over Brooklyn. When it first happened, it's all over Brooklyn what he about and how he get down.
Oh
And,
my.
Mhm.
and look at how he
I
acted
know.
at the VMAs. She didn't see that as embarrassment, the way he threatened Offset, knowing that he was on probation.
No,
This
she
man
saw
is a
that.
career.
We saw that picture where she was pushing him out of the photo. She tired of that man. We
He
He's
saw
is a
gangster.
career criminal. To this day, he's a career
he
criminal.
is. It's the red rumming too. He's a level 3. Level 3 means he can take somebody's life.
The
I'm
problem.
scared of him.
Okay, so I only can imagine the hell that she's living in. Like, she want to put all these little pictures out like they a happy little family. Ain't nothing happy about that. I'm sorry. I don't care. You could dress it up all you want. The woman is miserable.
What you said,
Miserable.
Jovi? The girls like to stunt until they have to come outside with that black eye.
Yeah.
Look,
But
There
this
you
is
go.
my thing. This is my thing. Don't come after you leave him. Don't come back being a victim. Don't come back being a victim because you made conscious choices. And women, this is where we gotta hold our sisters accountable.
Yes.
You understand?
but do when she talked about the birth of Papa Bear, Mama Bay said this. She was like, "Go watch that video, Brie, again." When I watched it, it was not a happy experience of bringing life into the world. She was like, to all the women having your babies, go watch that video. It was so sad. And I was like, what? What is going on? Right? And my mom said, as a woman who's birthed 3 kids, I don't think she had a good birthing experience. I think she was traumatized, which means, was the pregnancy even a planned pregnancy? You just never know. You know, some people are victims of their own circumstances, and we've seen it. We've seen it because Dre Kelly, even though I don't care for her, she said the only reason, what she say about that son that we never see, how she birthed that son was not a pleasant experience.
You
And
don't have pleasant birth experience with men like that. You can't.
No.
You can't.
But
Like,
he's clearly, and the ex-girlfriend sent her the text messages with him saying he clearly using her. Why would you continue to put yourself in that situation and then on top of that reproduce with a man that will never be able to take care of you, never be able to do anything for you? Anytime you go away, you got to get permission from a judge. Like, girl, bye. Like, and I just think she is a victim of her own childhood trauma that she's really not being a real about. Because if her brother did that to them little girls, his stepdaughters, I only can imagine what he did to her. Okay, like, come
I,
on, that obviously run through the family, that trauma and stuff like that, and that's why she's desensitized to Kenneth or whatever, because she has not dealt with her own trauma, her own violations, her own insecurities. Hence the reason why she got all this plastic surgery and things like that. Everything that glitter ain't go. I don't care how you try to dress it up until you sit down with a psychotherapist, okay? And really just
okay.
walk through that pain. You're not gonna be able to get ahead. Like, and it's showing. It is showing. Like, Ken and Barbie exposed her and how much debt she's in. She's getting drowned in lawsuits after lawsuits. Most of at the hands of their husband, okay, because
Yeah.
he can't keep his hands to himself, okay. Girl, he don't even look good with you on the red carpet. He behind you acting a whole fool, acting like the scum of the earth that
The
he
ghettoist
is.
of the ghetto, y'all. Like, there's levels to that shit in New York.
Can't even put
That
a suit on
shit,
that man,
you
okay?
cross the street when you see that shit. You don't
Come-
go and be like, "Hey," you
just,
cross the street,
And
it
she
just
okay?
feels like that's
appears.
protection. She feels like that's protection.
That's
And that's
dangerous.
sad because, again, what type of demons are you running from to think that that's protection? We used to watch Nicki Minaj, and she used to be around so many fun people. We have not seen her with a fun person yet.
No.
She, her whole answer, she wrote, she is by herself. Think about it. She has isolated herself. Like, in the camaraderie she could gain within the hip hop female. Because we just had the 24 hours apiece. It was an epic weekend, okay? All the greats were out. Rod Digger, Lady of Rage, Yo Yo, Moni Love, right? That was an epic moment. And you know what? They all promoted each other. They all came on stage to support each other. And I said, this is what hip hop is about. It's not all this cattiness on the internet and stuff like that. It's about supporting each other in their
Yeah.
artistry or whatever. And I feel like this younger generation of hip hop girls have lost that camaraderie because the Queen Latifahs and all of them knew what it was for them to band together. The Roxanne Shantae's. I loved it. But Nikki has isolated herself because she wants everybody to bow down and sign to her. All hell to the queen. And nobody wants to attach their brand. Like, they'll take a verse. A popping verse from you, but don't nobody. These young girls are different, okay? They see that they don't have to sell their souls to get ahead now. They got so many other options with social media and stuff like that. Like, those days are over, and I really think the industry ruined her because she was the only one when she came out. It wasn't that much competition. You know, Remy Ma locked her, everybody locked her. Lil Kim was over there, I don't know, doing whatever with Mr. Papers and stuff like that. She was the only one for so long, so she cannot take the competition. But as a result of that, because she could have built a community, she could have uplifted these younger girls, right? And had them coddling around her. No, she isolated herself away. Everybody's the bad guy. when they don't bow down to the queen. But why would they respect you when you chose a man of that caliber? Why would they
Yeah.
respect you?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I was about to say, would you look at us? Like, let's say we got these $1 million brands. Let's claim it into the atmosphere. We got these $1 million brands, and it just so happened a Nicki Minaj say, "Hey, come over here." Would you really go? No, I would not. Unless it was an interview. Unless it was an interview, I would not.
I need security. I would not go to her house. Men like that rape you.
Oof.
How we know
No.
he ain't try to take it from Megan? She tried to say Megan was trying to throw it on Kenny. How we know
Ain't
Kenny was
nobody
trying to
trying to
take it
throw
from
shit
her?
on Kenny. Kenny one of them motherfuckers that, you know, he when he want it, he gonna get it.
He on
And
some
I
Diddy shit. Take that, take that, take that.
mm-mm.
Well, Nadi, you said something about these the new generation of the young rap chicks. That is one demographic of it. You forgot the other demographic because the other half of them is some low class whores. I just
Ooh.
wanted to point that out.
Yeah, it's one thing to be a low class when it's your choice. It's another thing to go by Nicki Minaj
Oh
like
yeah,
Dia allegedly and can't even drink some water because God knows what may happen to you. That's
so
another
she a
thing.
madam. Nicki Minaj trying to be a
I
madam.
don't think she's a madam.
She's
I,
not
I
a
think
madam.
she's over there.
Stupid ass, and he gonna do what he gonna do because he ghetto, he trash. This is just who he is.
Mm. So she
Period.
wrote the song "Stupid Hole" to herself.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's the
And
type,
used
and,
to
I'm gonna say this based off, and Nadi's implied this as well. She's the type that thank God she had a son.
right, because
If you
she's
can understand what I'm saying, she's the
mm.
type that thank God she had a son.
Cause she'll be like Tokyo Tony and Black China. The
Yeah,
competition would be real.
she'll be like,
Oh wow,
she flirted with her dad at 5. This is the shit.
It'll be the little girl
hey,
fault, not the
It'll be the
daddy
little
fault for
girl
being
fault.
inappropriate. And Yusuf, I do agree. It was something very calculated behind that footage coming out on the tail end of her settling with Nosy
right.
Ho. I seen the lineup and I see it, but I'm
Oh,
glad they put it out though. Cause like no, gone are the days where you gonna keep driving this narrative like he was a young boy, he was 16. He knew what he was doing. He kept doing it over and over again. So stop with the lies, no Onika. Stop with the
Y'all think
lies.
Nosy gave that T to Conscious TV? Y'all
Look,
think Nosy gave that T to CTV?
look. I thought
Cause
the
she not allowed to
timing.
speak on her no more.
If I was a betting
Oh, but she can
woman,
give it to somebody else who can.
if
Nosy from New
I
York.
was a betting woman, I
I think she
think
gave it to
the
CTV.
timing was so calculated. Listen, Conscious TV has not been hot since the Larry Reid situation. And then all of a sudden, we get this beautiful bean footage. That, and I said,
I mean, he has to redeem himself because he was windmilling for a man that was eating dingleberries. Okay, so I mean, you gotta recoup yourself somehow and exchange one for the other. Okay.
I think that Nosy from New York. I think that Nosy could have pulled. You know, she nosy. I be minding my business. I think she could have pulled that, especially some old shit like that. Hell yeah. Hell
Oh, I
yeah.
thought
Right,
she was
and it's
from New
right in
Orleans.
Queens.
Well, she live in New York. She lives
she's
here.
Oh,
from
oh.
Shreveport.
I don't know where she's from. She lives here. So listen, you can do a lot of shit here in New York.
But it just goes to show how
Find you the right
Onika.
city worker, and you can get a
Right,
But
lot of shit done.
it makes
but
me
it
Oh
go
goes
yeah.
back
to
to
show.
that message she said. Remember before she got sued, she said she was going to air Kenneth Petty out, and it never happened. So if she did give it to Conscious, I don't know. If I was a betting woman, I would bet on Black, but Conscious did what he's supposed to do. Put your name all over that and put it out and then host the panel that she just so happens to want to hop on.
Yeah, I think she gave it to the
Exactly.
right person.
Exactly. Exactly.
I
I'm
didn't
loving
want
every
it.
minute of it.
You know,
Because
would
I
you
always
want wanted to
believe.
break some shit like that?
No, I don't need that type of because
Mm-mm.
I keep asking because he was underage, is that video allowed to be on the internet? That's the and I'm waiting for somebody at Congress level to give me the yes before I post it on my platform because I feel like these is calculated moves. And because We've seen how Onika likes to play. She's not gonna be owning my channel. Listen, I built this from the ground up. You don't need this. I know you see I'm successful, but I am interested for the answer, because once the person give me a thumbs up, like, yeah, it's good. Because I thought by law, anything dealing with minors could not be on the internet when it deals with legalities.
Yeah.
Because
Or just YouTube policies.
that too. But
Well,
you
barely
know,
talk
I don't
about her.
know. That's why I'm waiting for this congressional attorney to be like, yeah, Bree, it's fine. So I can go ahead. Hey guys.
I don't barely talk about Nicki because the barbs are rabid.
Ooh.
Yeah, but once the interrogation take place in court, in the court of law, isn't that public record?
Not if they're minors.
Oh, the T just had a good
Y'all know they want to charge him as an adult when he a black man.
But the
He
footage
said-
from the Central Park 5, they all signed off on it to be footage out there.
Okay.
They did. I watched their interview before they did the Breakfast Club interview.
A lot of things are available on public record.
Shit, actually, back in the day, they used to have a lot of that shit on playing on our news stations. Back in the day, they didn't give a fuck. They were teenagers and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, now that I think about it, that was like the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I used to see a lot of shit like, oh shit, look, teenagers and all that. So, I don't know.
Well, I always believed Jennifer. I always believed her. And that just goes to show like how people play with victims and tamper with witnesses and things like that, just so that they can have their way in court. But I just hope Jennifer can be peaceful going forward without being harassed and bullied and things like that, because that's what they do. Like, I think it's a shame that they terrorize people like that. They did it to Redbone. But I have an issue with Redbone too, his ex. Like, her having a little girl and being with that man and having him all up in her house. Like, what's wrong with you?
For 4 years.
For 4 years.
I cannot.
I can't. I can't. I can't. But shout out to them for exposing it all. You know, like I said, I feel like it's definitely calculated, and I think Nosy was like a dog with a bone, and she's gonna pop it no matter which way it go. So she decided to move to another country. Look, she was calculated. She moved to another country. Okay, got the lawsuit settled.
She moved to another country?
Yeah, she don't live in this country no more.
Wow. Shit. Okay. I get it. She's like, ain't gonna get me.
Because the bars was harassing her hard. It was crazy.
Oh, God.
It was going crazy. So that's why she started saying all those disparaging things that the lawsuit brought about. But I think Nicki's not really thinking clearly. She's not thinking ahead. She's not thinking future. Because I think she thought she was going to settle it and that was going to be it.
I just want to say one last thing. Peru, you bitches can't even spell Peru. I'm sorry.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. This is freaking crazy.
I know, but these were all very, very good topics. I'm glad like y'all brought up the Kenneth Petty tape. Like, it's sad. Like, that evidence was real. Like, them dirty draws was real. They was really dirty. Hashtag no Diddy.
Speaking of really dirty, how did y'all feel about seeing Wendy Williams with Dr. CB's son?
I was so excited. I was like, oh, she's alive.
Y'all know what I got? And this is just my theory. Ooh, ghetto girl pop. Wendy saw that woman, Sharina, that whore, okay, from the 90s, birthed that baby, and she said, you watch me work, and since the she been playing in y'all faces. She ain't playing in mine.
Wendy,
I knew you was okay, girl. I'm so happy you're back.
No, I always said Wendy. I was on a panel, and they asked me. They said, "Nadi, what you think about Wendy? You know, being sick. I said, I think Wendy doing it on purpose. She ain't paying for that side baby at no cost. She ain't paying for that side baby, and she gonna make sure she drank heaven for everything she got. She gonna make sure he bone on bone by the time she done, right? She gonna go away, get her Delulu, get her drink on, maybe even sniff a little cocaine, okay? Right? And then she gonna all of a sudden get it back together, and Wendy gonna come back with a bang, okay?
Well, I hope that's what's happening. I hope that's what's happening because I was worried for a while, but I hope that's what's happening.
I'm not worried about her right now, but I'm just like, I'm happy to see her. But like, I kind of in my heart knew she was okay too.
I was glad to see her with her son. Ultimately, we know Wendy loved Kevin Jr. with the utmost. Like that is her pride, her joy, her everything. We know what she went through with her infertility struggles and things
Yeah.
like that. Like I think that's all she needs is just her boy, her son.
I think she did what these men be doing. She said, "Hey, let me go get these pale melon women to be on my side." Cause when I watched the Lifetime thing, she kept saying, "Kevin is broke. Kevin is poor." I said, "Wait a minute." What?
And she a fatty cancer too, boy.
Well, Kelvin
Remember Wendy
Jr. had
always
him a
used to say in the
$50,000
purple chair.
birthday party last week too. Did y'all? Kelvin had him. He had his sweet 19 and 20. It was about 50 racks.
Yes. I said she playing, but I'm not mad at it. Wendy, play all the way to the bank. Play all the way to the bank. It's the War of the Roses. He will go before you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Kevin Jr. has managed to create his own like entertainment business and everything. So he's prevailing too. I'm really, really proud of him. Because he did learn something from his mother, like with the business sense and things like that. So he was able to hold himself down. I was really, really proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was though. I was so happy. I was like, there's Wendy, there's my girl.
She
Because
was
I
like,
was
I
just
need some
playing her
chemo.
interview with Judge Mathis when Judge Mathis called herself reading her because she called him out for cheating. Hmm.
And being
I
gay.
miss Radio Wendy.
And being gay. She also said he liked the boys, remember?
Ooh, child. Did y'all see that TikTok
Y'all
with
was
him with
trying to
that?
tell his wife to stay 37 more years. She said she ain't gonna die with that hoe.
And I
She
say
said she
it's
ain't
either
taking
a
care of that
side
hoe in
person,
his old
a
age. And you
baby.
know who's gonna be next? Judge Brown's wife. She out of here.
No, she been left him. That's why I thought
There
it
you
was
go.
fake news. She
That's
left
why
him back in 2022. He ain't
Mm,
been right since. He been
mm,
calling out all the women of the world since his wife took care.
good. I be
Well,
damned if I
why
die with you.
Marjorie keep staying with Steve Harvey? She ain't left his ass yet.
Marjorie is over there doing sorcery and doing the work. Let her.
Need a couple more years on them limitations.
Right. Oh my God. They asking about Mariah
Steve Harvey
Carey.
doesn't look as insufferable. You know?
Yeah.
Marjorie, she runs that.
Mm-hmm.
They asked, they was oh, you already know every day was like, I hate this hoe. Every day
Right.
was like, nigga, get out this house. Every day. Marjorie looked like she good, she run this shit. She
Yeah.
give a fuck.
He's barely there.
She ain't stressed out. Yeah.
Right.
You know, when it's bad when you like, oh, when your man about to come home. Oh my God, please go to work. Oh my
She would
God.
never be a Shirley.
But that's when you plan a
Strawberry.
girls trip.
Girl, everybody getting laugh, honey.
As they should. Stand up, women.
Bye, honey. Okay.
Right, right, right. So yeah, Onika, you got some explaining to do, girl. Ain't nobody here for your gag city. What is gag city? Explain that to me. Is that what, a radio show? What?
That's her Wonderland, her fans' Wonderland,
Yeah.
AI universe where the fans
Oh.
can express themselves digitally and artistically. It's a really nice concept.
Oh, the world of the Delulus. Okay.
Ooh,
She said Judge Joe Brown seems insufferable.
it's like Barbie Sims.
He does.
Judge
It's
Joe
like
Brown was over there
yeah.
talking about Kamala.
Judge look like he smell like piss.
He was over there. He looked sunken in, baby. He had no hair. He don't even look like his good great self. You see what happens when the divine feminine walks about your life, baby. You age 50 years. I said this cannot be the same man from the beginning of the year. He looks so much more.
He smell like adult diapers and onions.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Adult
You know,
diapers
motherfucker
and
got
Ben
high
Jerry's.
blood pressure, probably got diabetes. You think I'm gonna fucking inject your bitch ass after how you treated me for 37 years? Go fuck yourself.
Ladies,
You
love yourself more, okay?
ain't no
Look,
way.
look. These marriages are ending now.
I
They
do
not
find it
staying
funny
no more.
that Linda Mathis filed for divorce after the son got married to his husband.
Mm.
And did y'all see that TikTok of the Christmas picture and Judge Mathis with his legs crossed and he got on that Gimp mask?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That was interesting. That
Well,
was
you
definitely.
know.
I ain't never seen no man want to do that on like a straight man. Not. I just never seen it. And maybe call me ignorant. I just never seen a straight man want to do that. But I mean, all he was missing was the gag ball in his mouth and the leash around his neck and being on all fours. I'm just saying.
Well, that's it to the dump for me. All of the toxic relationships and the things that serve you no purpose and weighing you down and holding you back. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
I love this. This was so good.
All right, guys. Y'all want to tell us what you're dumping real quick before we get up out of here? I'll start. I'm dumping the misogyny of it all. Support the women in Afghanistan. Support the women here because we 2 seconds away from Gilead, and just we as women have to stand on business. If you expect these men to take care of us and protect us and our freedoms, you are sadly mistaken and you don't know your history. So I'm throwing all of that. We need them for protection from who? Them. We're good. Okay? We're throwing that in the dump.
Right.
Next.
I'm
Like I
dumping
said,
these gaslighting female rappers. I'm over it.
right.
Walk in your truth, and you won't have to do all this gaslighting. I'm over it.
Like I said, I'm dumping all the toxic relationships and also all of the rest of the stuff that I threw away since we started the weekend dump. I'm double checking, making sure nothing crawled up through the shredders and mutated in another piece of trash.
I'm dumping the selective ignorance. You know, if you're going to be ignorant all the time. I'm dumping the fact that people act like they don't understand Civics 101.
Oh.
They don't understand the 3 branches of the government. They don't get the Senate from the House to the executive. And they don't understand the roles and responsibilities. I am dumping the selective ignorance because when it comes time to talk about, us getting some reparations, oh, baby, they can spew all the doctrine from 1873, 1952, 1902. But when it comes to voters' rights and policies, all of a sudden, just, brain on, what do they say? Cognac. So I'm dumping that.
I love it.
Okay, so we're glad y'all came today for our episode of the Weekend Dump. We will see you again in 2 weeks on I don't know whose channel, Yusuf, whose channel.
I believe it's going to be on mine.
Okay,
right.
we'll see y'all in 2 weeks next Tuesday on YouTube channel at 8:30 Eastern. Okay, and for me, don't forget to live your life like it's golden because there's no other way to live it.
Peace.
Live, love, laugh.
Thank you.
Hashtag no Diddy, no Diddy.